Seeing none, we'll go right into conduct of business, item number 10. And our first item is receive oral report on city tree maintenance and removal.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and council members. I'm Randy Schwartz, Community Services Director, which oversees Parks Division among several of the other divisions in the city. An update on the tree report is that the city crews perform maintenance on approximately 6,800 trees in our urban forest. There's many administrative and city policies to ensure the proper care and management of those trees, and the trees are trimmed and maintained to the standards of the International Society of Arboriculture, ISA, which is the group that gives us the Tree City USA recognition every year. Included in those policies are criteria of when to remove trees and the necessary replacements of those trees. Street trees are maintained on an every 4-year cycle, so that city crews will go out and physically touch, usually trim, maintain as needed any of the trees. If a resident has any questions about the tree in front of their property in between cycles, they call us up. We are happy to go out there and see what work needs to be done, and we will take care of that. Also, all of that work, that we have an inventory of all the trees within our maintenance district. There's really only 2 reasons why a tree can be removed and replaced without further consideration. One of those reasons is for health concerns. If there's a fear or a thought that either partial or a full tree failure is imminent, in the opinion of a certified arborist, that is one reason for removal of the tree. The other is interference of the sanitary sewer system caused by the roots of the tree. One example of a tree that actually met both of those conditions was a pine tree up at Catalpa Park next to the basketball courts. And staff determined that the tree needed to be removed due to its declining health. It had a severe lean, it was impacting the surrounding pavement, and it had a history of blocking the sewer lines in the area, causing backups. A Crimson King maple tree was planted in front of the building. It was approximately 40 feet away from where the pine tree was removed. It was put in that location so it would not sit on top of the sewer line and cause further problems in the future. Because of the conditions at the time, the weather conditions, the tree was not planted for approximately 3 to 5 days, but it was installed properly and is doing well at this point. The removal of the pine tree and the planting of the maple did follow all of city policies. There was an inspection by a certified arborist ahead of time. We did all of the USA markings to make sure of where all of the underground utilities were before doing the planting, etc. The department removes approximately 80 trees each year, and that is beyond the capacity of the department to do widespread notification before every removal going on. In October of 2009, we established a public notification policy related to trees so that we notify the public for either safety concerns or just for information's sake. And there's 2 criteria that we use to determine if we move into this process. One of those is if it's a single tree, but it has some specific significance to the city. If it's a very historic tree, maybe it's the oldest tree in the city or one of the oldest trees in the city, possibly it's been a tree that was used in city celebrations such as a tree lighting ceremony, that we will do the widespread notification on. The other time that we will do that is if there is a grouping of trees, especially those that would have some impact on the environment. Maybe this grouping of trees forms a windbreak or helps with noise reduction issues or shade issues. One example of that would be the trees along Linden, back behind the Walgreens property. When those were removed and replaced, we did a widespread notification process there, and we think that worked very successfully. I also just want to point out that, as I said, we do remove about 80 trees each year. At the same time, we've always planted more trees than we've removed. So in the last 4 years, where we have removed 327 trees, we've also been able to plant 453 trees. So in that time, there's been a net gain of 126 more trees to our community. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Good, thank you. Any questions of Randy? Irene?
Yes, Randy, do we put any kind of notification on our website about the trees instead of the 2 criteria you did? Would it be feasible or relatively easy to put just a listing on our website, so if anyone has specific questions for a specific area, that they could just click on there and see what trees are being removed? Is that just too burdensome?
We do have all of the tree policies, the ordinances on there, but sometimes if there's a tree that has health concerns, we don't want to give it time to cause partial failure. If there's a limb drop, it could cause damage to a car or a pedestrian or something like that. So usually if we notice that the tree needs to be removed, if it's shaking the ground, it's removed immediately. We wouldn't have time to post it and wait for people to identify and contact us.
Okay. Okay.
That would be my only concern.
No, I understand. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the fine work and your great report.
Thank you.